And hello, everyone. Welcome to the 1v1 show. It's your boy, Gio Huey Flo, along with my co-host,
Mikey. What's up?
What's good, man? So if this is your first time...
Thanks for the follow, Divinities.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
Why don't I have the alert box?
What, you ain't got the alert box up?
No, but go on.
Anyway, Anyways, if this is your first time here, this is pretty much where pop culture and nerd culture clash, where we kind of spend 30 minutes on two different subtopics, and then afterwards we go into kind of a quick hits of a variety of different topics from a smorgasbord of subjects like games, movies, TV shows, entertainment, pop culture, sports, whatever it may be. So we got a little bit of everything for everyone. So to start off the show, well, actually, before I move forward, I do want to say I want to plug in our social medias. They are up there. You can check our Twitter at the 1v1 show tweet and at the 1v1 show on Instagram. And then you can follow our personal socials. Mine is Gio _Huey _flow on Instagram, and then Hyphy Soul for Mikey on, I believe, both Twitter and IG.
Yeah, Hyphy Soul _.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then also, if you want to support us on Patreon, we have a bunch of different perks going on. We are raffling this off. This Funko Pop, this Scarlet Witch Funko Pop. If you've been watching WandaVision, you know this is pretty hype right now.
And it's canon now.
It's canon now. That's for the people at the $5 tier. Honestly, if you just sign up for the Patreon right now, you'll probably win it because it's the last day of the month. And if no one claims it, we're just gonna move it on to the next month. But if someone does claim it, then we'll have another prize for March. So
yep,
it's gonna be all D. But let's get started, Mikey, with our first topic.
All right, which is PlayStation State of Play.
Right. On Thursday, right? Sony, or let's say on Wednesday first, Sony announced that they were going to have a State of Play on Thursday. And if you follow my channel, you saw that I live reacted to it. Let's start with, before we go into kind of everything that was announced or shown off in order, Mikey, tell me, what do you think, what was your overall impressions of the State of Play?
I thought it was slightly better than Nintendo Direct, which was not saying much, in my opinion. But yeah.
Man, shut up.
You asked.
That Nintendo Direct was fucking hype, all right? Anyway, let's get started. I mean, I think I feel kind of similar to what your sentiments were. I thought it was okay. To be honest, I don't think there's been a State of Play that Sony has done where it's been like, knock it out the park. They should just hype. I think Sony, they kind of use the State of Plays as like little updates to stuff we already know about, and they save their big reveals for like an E3 or for like something separate other than a State of Play. So I think every time I see State of Play, my expectations are always kind of lower.
I think this might have been the first State of Play I've seen in a long time because I was home and I had nothing to do at 2:00 that day.
I see. Well, let's run into it from the beginning, right? The first thing was Crash Bandicoot, Crash 4. What is it? It's about time.
The title. Yeah, I don't.
Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. It's getting a PS5 enhancements. Obviously, 60 FPS, 4K resolutions, as well as DualSense enhancements.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey, did you play? Were you a big Crash Bandicoot fan?
Not really. That was my brother's game. I think I've only played the second one. Was it on PS2?
No, the PS2 one was Crash Wrath of Cortex, which was technically the fourth game, but I guess they're not counting those as canon anymore. Anything past the original trilogy.
Well, that was the last one I played, and yeah, it was cool. I wasn't like in love with the franchise, but I'll probably check this out when it comes out in a bundle pack with all the other ones.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not sure if they're planning on bundling the first three and kind of giving that like a PS5 enhancements. I kind of doubt it. I mean, it's already been enhanced from the original PS1 game. So, I mean, I think
it's a game I can wait for.
Yeah, I'll wait for it to go on sale.
Yeah,
pretty much. Followed by Returnal. which was the next. It's the next big, I believe. It's the next big first party PS5 game to come out. Right? It comes out in April.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, and
Returnal.
it's the
What'd you
first
think
time
of
we
it?
saw gameplay.
What'd you think of it, Mikey?
I thought it was cool, but I don't know. Something about it didn't really like grab my attention or like intrigue me. Like, ooh, I'm gonna get that day one. I think I'll wait maybe a week or two when I
I
hear
mean, yeah,
first impressions about it and then see how their servers are and all that, and then like if it's all good, and maybe all right, maybe I'll check it out. But as of right now,
yeah. I mean, it looks interesting in the fact that it's a third person shooter, very frantic, fast paced. The fact that every time you die, everything switches up. But the thing that's got me intrigued narratively is how it switches between her being in this kind of weird spaceship area, and then it goes to her being in like her home, her like childhood home, going through her
yeah,
memory.
like I got some PT vibes at the end there.
Yeah, definitely PT. It kind of reminds me. Did you ever play Gone Home?
Nah, I have not.
It gave me kind of vibes of like imagine Aliens, right? The movie Aliens, but then in the narrative it switches to something like Gone Home. I don't know if you get that reference, but anyways, yeah, like I said, I'm with you on it.
A little bit.
I'm thinking about just waiting to see what first impressions are. But the fact that this is pretty much the next big um, PS5 only game, because a lot of the games that were shown here were also PS5 / PS4.
Mm, mm. I
So
didn't realize that.
we'll see. We'll see. Following next was actually the only surprise really for me, the only game that hasn't been shown before, which was Sifu.
I'm really hyped for this game.
Yo, this looks dope.
Like the first 20 seconds, I was like, all right, I'm there. Because I got old boy vibes from the movie, the 2001, I believe.
Not the Spike Lee remake.
Yeah, no, no. But yeah, the
But
hallway scene from Old Boy, it looks like it was like a recreation of that.
was did Daredevil steal that hallway scene from Old Boy?
Of course.
Yeah, I just made that connection. That's pretty fucking dope. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I was looking more into the game, and apparently, your age serves as kind of like currency. So every time you like lose, like your character ages a little bit.
Oh,
So
wait,
it's
I didn't.
like
Oh, yeah, wait, they did do that.
So I think that's pretty interesting mechanic. I mean, I think this game looks dope. It looks sick. I have I want to say a moderate amount of confidence that it's going to be at least decent.
Hmm.
But I think it really all depends on how the combat feels. If it's fluid, if it's fun, if it doesn't get repetitive, right? Because I think that's the thing with like brawlers. A lot of times they can feel like the combat is fun for like the first like hour, and then you get bored of it. So we'll see what it's like.
Yeah, for me, that was the game I'm most hyped for out of this state of play.
Ah, yeah, I would rank it in my probably my third most hyped. The last two games really got me hyped. But let's move on to the next one, Knockout City, which me and you both kind of said it was
Yeah.
like Fortnite
Yeah,
with
Fortnite
some.
dodgeball. I'm like, I'm cool
It gave me
about
some
that.
Fortnite vibes. Someone in the chat when I was watching it mentioned Valorant. I've watched some Valorant. I didn't really get that much from it, but I think the fact that it's just kind of like it's not really a shooter. It's like a third person. What would you call this genre?
Uh, isn't I don't know. Isn't it like a battle royale, or is it not?
Well, it looks team based. So I don't think. Well, it could be a battle royale. I don't know. It's yeah, it could be. I guess you would call it a battle royale. Let's say battle royale dodgeball. It kind of also gives me some Splatoon vibes. I don't know if you
Oh
played
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Splatoon.
I guess I could see Splatoon definitely in there.
Yeah. So I mean, it looks cool. I've heard it's fun. I've heard people talk about the beta and saying that it is a fun game, but that unfortunately you'll probably get like not that many people playing it because of all the competition of that genre. But we'll see. We'll see. The next thing that was shown off was Solar Ash. This is by the same people that made Hyper Light Drifter. What do you think of this one, Mikey?
Wait, which one is that one?
It's the one that looks all colorful and the character is like gliding across the
Oh yeah.
screen.
Yeah. No, it's not for me. That kind of game.
I think aesthetically it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, and it looks fun as far as like kind of like it's a platformer, but the character's already always gliding. Like I think this depends on the movement and how that feels, but
Yeah. I think I need to see more before I make like a solid impression on that. But yeah, that didn't really impress me or intrigue me too much.
yeah, no. Moving on. Let's do quick these next two because honestly, I'm not I don't really care for them. I apologize to anyone who are big fans. But Five Nights at Freddy's, Security Breach. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just amazed at how much this franchise has gone.
Yeah.
Right,
It's still going. It's crazy.
that's crazy. I think the guy who made Five Nights at Freddy's, I think his name is like Scott Cawthorn or something like that. Um, he's basically this game seems like it's made for like like 10-year-olds who played the original Five Nights at Freddy's and now they're like 14, 15. So this seems like it's like for them.
Yeah. I heard their VR game's good, but uh, I'm not gonna get it.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, what if watch this game come out and have like stellar reviews? But I doubt it. It seems kind of like akin to like that Hello Neighbor game
Hmm.
or Bendy, which were like they were cool concepts, but they never really were able to be like like great games. There was always some type of issue with them. But yeah. Anyways, Oddworld Soulstorm coming out April 6th. Also going to be free for PS Plus owners.
Also, another franchise I am surprised that's still going
Yeah,
because it
same.
has a good cult fan base.
Like I don't know, something about the Oddworld games never vibe with me gameplay wise. But I'm glad that it still exists. I'm glad it's still going strong. I hope this game is successful. I think the more kind of different, unique IPs we have there, it's better for the gaming ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
Now, the next game, me and you are both fucking hyped for.
Oh
Kena
yeah.
Bridge and Spirits.
Hmm.
Fuck yeah. Um, they showed a cinematic trailer. Looks dead ass like I said, kind of like Pixar. You said more DreamWorks. Someone in my chat when I was watching it said Raya and the Last Dragon, but very much high quality animation.
Oh yeah. I think it looks straight up like How to Train Your Dragon type of animation, and it's like a
Yeah, no,
and then the fairy or whatever, the one that follows Kenna around, it looks so dope. Like in the gameplay.
yeah, no, it looks very much like a kind of Horizon-ish,
Oh
but
yeah. Hmm.
Horizon-ish with some Pikmin elements in there, right? Because you got the little furry creatures that are like
Oh yeah,
that you
like
can.
it's like if you put Penelope from Wreck-It Ralph into the world of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, no, that's dead on, dead on. That's dead on. But yeah, we also had some mix-ups because I in our Discord channel, I thought I sent a fake news that it was going to be for PS Plus this
I was
month.
so hyped for that, and then they said August. I'm like, what the?
And then I was like, well, maybe it's like a beta or a demo coming out. And then I looked it up, and I couldn't even
Could be a.
remember where I found the fucking original source. But my bad, dog.
All
All right,
right.
let's move on. Deathloop coming out. No date yet, but this game looks intriguing.
Yeah, I'm
This
very interested in this game.
Deathloop definitely checks all my boxes. I'm getting 007 with some Dishonored and BioShock vibes, and that's
Hmm.
that's right up my fucking alley. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
here for
definitely
that.
gonna pre-order that. Actually, I don't know about pre-order, but I'm definitely planning on getting that game.
Yeah, I'm getting that day one. If it even comes out this year, um,
Hopefully,
hopefully. But let's move on to my most hype announcement
which
of
is
this. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade arrives on PS5. Um,
so it's just the same game.
it's the same game with updated graphics, better loading times, and all that. But the thing that's got me hyped is the fucking episode with Yuffie and new content. I'm here for it. So the episode with Yuffie apparently is a kind of a side story that's happening during the events of the main game. for those of you who know me, know that Final Fantasy VII Remake was my game of the year last year. I'd put it over Last of Us 2, and I never played Ghost of Tsushima, but I don't know that I don't know if I'd put that over Ghost of Tsushima because I haven't played it, but I'd put it over. What were my games of the year last year? I would put it at the top. Let's just say that Final Fantasy VII Remake was definitely my favorite game last year. So any more of that, I'm here for it. I'm going to replay this game. Also, interesting, if you have the PS4 version, you can upgrade for free. But there's some caveats to that.
What's the caveat?
I don't know if you saw this, Mikey, but if you bought the game on disc for the PS4 and you have a digital only PS5, you can't get the upgrade.
I mean, that makes sense. That also sucks, though.
It does suck. I mean, but I don't know how they were gonna do that. But also, interesting enough, Final Fantasy VII Remake is a March PS Plus game, right? So apparently that version isn't.
So is that confirmed? The PS Plus version of Final Fantasy VII Remake is not going to be upgradable.
It's not. But here's the thing: like, if you do decide to, let's say you want to try the game out and you download the PS Plus version, right? And you do that on PS5. Is there a way for you to like get rid of the game from your library and then just buy it separately so you can do the upgrade then? I don't know how that works.
Or is that just wait, who are the studios? I'm just blanking out. Square Enix. Or they just want to milk you for money?
I mean, to be honest, I'm actually surprised that they didn't just put out this Final Fantasy Remake Intergrade as a standalone. I'm surprised they even let people get the upgrade for free. That is very surprising because Square they're pretty money grubbing, so especially milking on nostalgia.
Wait, but aren't there other 2 mobile games related to it coming out?
Yeah, well, we'll discuss that later. It's part of the other subtopics.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, well,
no worries. But anyways, let's move on next to our next main topic. Mikey, why don't you take this one away? Tell me about Paramount Plus.
Wait. So Paramount Plus is gearing up to be really dope. It has a lot of things going on for it. They're reviving a lot of TV shows, rebooting a bunch of movies, and a lot of kids shows. And well, I'll start off from the list. So part of the old franchises and TV shows that they're gonna revive is Grease. They're gonna make a prequel TV show for Grease. And now
I don't know how I feel about that.
And they're going to make a show about the making of The Godfather. What do you think about that?
Oh, I think that's been pretty seen. I mean, I've only seen the first Godfather. I haven't seen 2 or 3. Everyone always looks at me like, you haven't seen Godfather 2? But that'll be interesting.
Grease should not be touched as 3 shots at the kettle one.
3 shots kettle one. I agree with you.
It's already been touched. There's been Grease 2 and 3, right?
No, there's only Grease 2. Oh God, what would a Grease 3 be like? The 60s? That wouldn't even be Grease. What the fuck would that even be?
Oh. Anyways, the making of The Godfather, and they're going to make a TV show of Flashdance. What do you think about that? And then Italian Job, Fatal Attraction. They're going to make those into TV shows.
I've never seen The Italian Job or Fatal Attraction.
Italian Job was dope. Fatal Attraction, I don't remember. I was too young to watch it.
Is it who's in that one?
Glenn Close?
Oh, okay.
I don't know. And then part of the shows that they're going to be bringing back and rebooting, The Real World. They're going back to New York City.
They're bringing back The Real World? Holy shit. Hey, would you be on The Real World?
Dude, I used to watch that when I was in middle school. But then now, growing up, I was like, I don't want to be around those people. It's like, it's a house full of drama, but that's the whole show. It's a house full of drama. 7 people living in a house. I forgot the intro, but anyways,
okay, that's strange.
And another show that they're going to bring back, which is I'm kind of interested, but I don't know about for today's music. Yo MTV Raps.
Yo, I saw that and I'm fucking hype.
Like, who are
Um,
they gonna bring? I hope.
well, they have Dr. Dre and DJ Ed Lover. Not
Wait,
the
is
Dr.
he
Dre,
attached?
not that Dr. Dre. It's a different Dr. Dre.
What? He's calling himself Dr. Dre, or is he an actual doctor and his name is?
No, he was. I think. God, was he before Dr. Dre? There was another Dr. Dre.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think most people
Anyways,
realize that. Anyways, go on.
yeah, and they're also bringing back Behind the Music from
Yo, this
VH1.
is sick. I feel like they're giving us all the content from MTV and VH1 that we miss,
Hmm.
that we don't get anymore.
And I'm also excited about this one, MTV Unplugged, acoustic versions of
Yes.
uh everyone's albums and yeah. Anyways, and then another show that they're gonna bring back. I don't know if the cast is confirmed, but Frasier.
I've
Right?
never watched Frasier,
Uh,
but okay.
it wasn't for me. But they're also bringing back Criminal Minds with the original showrunner attached.
I've never watched Criminal Minds
Yeah.
either, so
I know
I
a
heard
lot
it's
of people who love Criminal Minds,
yeah.
and
I know some people. So
they're also bringing back Reno 911: The Hunt for QAnon.
this
That's what it's
this
going to be called.
this is gonna be hilarious. Because the original Reno 911 is fucking hilarious. You throw in this QAnon bullshit, and I'm fucking here for it. It's gonna be hilarious. I can already tell.
Well, you said before you want to play a streaming platform to watch all that. There's still more to come. Uh, I mean, these aren't selling points. Wait, where is it? Where am I? Oh, they're bringing back Beavis and Butthead with the creator Mike Judge attached. They're also bringing back Workaholics with the same cast, so Adam
Interesting.
Levine,
Okay.
and they're bringing back the BET series, The Game,
Okay.
and
What else you got?
now for the children, they're gonna have a new SpongeBob movie.
Yo, I didn't know there are three SpongeBob movies. I
I'm
just
not a
remember the first
SpongeBob
one.
person.
I was a huge SpongeBob fan when I was younger.
Yeah, they're
But
gonna be making a movie with SpongeBob, and they're also bringing back the Rugrats show with the original cast.
yo, I saw the trailer for this and it looks fucking weird.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not I'm
it's
not
like,
here for it.
mm.
I'm not here for this.
Yeah, and they're also going to be having a Dora the Explorer live action TV show.
Based on the movie?
No,
I mean,
I think it's going to be a
no.
whole new thing. So a live
Uh,
action Dora the Explorer.
I wonder if the movie was successful, like for them to do this.
I remember laughing at the trailer. I thought it was funny. Like she was talking to the camera, and then Michael Pena's like, "Who are you talking to?" Anyways,
Um,
they're also going to be having a live action Fairly Odd Parents.
did you watch the Fairly Odd Parents? This might be after your time.
It was, but I did watch Fairly Odd Parents a little bit.
Did you know there was actually they made a live action movie already for this?
No, wait, really?
Yeah, yeah, they made a live action movie. It was like a TV movie with Drake Bell as Timmy Turner when he's like all grown up.
Oh yeah, I do
It's
remember that.
about him growing up. I thought it
Yeah,
was
I didn't
weird,
watch
but
that. I remember that
yeah.
happening. I was like, what the hell? Anyways, they're also having a Star Trek show for kids. Star Trek Prodigy is an animated show with aliens and all that stuff.
Star Trek show for kids about a prodigy. It sounds like it'd be somewhat similar to like Ender's Game, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for that because I think the Ender's Game movie is like really good. It's so much more better than the book.
I actually agree. Um
For those of you who don't know, one of our friends, Three Shots of the Kettle One, he hates the Ender's Game movie and loves the book, so we're trolling him.
Anyways,
But anyway,
for new content that Paramount Plus is doing is Dave Grohl. He's directing a documentary series called From Cradle to the Stage. It's a 6-episode miniseries going from, I don't know, practicing to concert performing or song creation to, I don't know. There was much information. And there's also a movie called Guilty Party with Kate Beckinsale starring. She's going to be a journalist who investigates a young woman in prison for murdering her husband.
it's interesting. Oh,
And
going back, real quick. I think you skipped over this on.
oh yeah, I did. Whoops. iCarly.
Are they bringing that back?
Yeah, she's coming back.
What the
Or
fuck? That's hella random.
yeah. Wait. Thanks for the follow. Wait, where's? Oh, the Shots to Kill one followed. Oh wait.
Shout out 3 shots to Kettle One.
Hold
Shout out
on.
who else is in here? Let me see
Wait.
who else is in here real quick.
How come the alerts
Shout out
aren't popping up?
Kettle
Hold
One.
on.
Shout out Albert Costello. Shout out DigiPair. Shout out Divinities. What's up, Tees? Shout out Extra
Hold
More.
on.
Shout out Atlas 2 and
Just
shout out
testing
Ice
something.
Cream.
There we go.
I could unfollow.
All right. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, iCarly is coming back.
Yeah.
And they're also bringing back. Oh. Oh, okay. Thank you. Again. They're also bringing back Trevor Noah, the weekly show with Trevor Noah. I don't know for how many episodes.
Interesting.
And they're for new content, which is the biggest news. They're going to have a Halo TV series, which is described as an epic 26th century conflict between humanity and an alien threat known as the Covenant. Halo will weave deeply drawn personal stories with action, adventure, and a richly imagined vision of the future. The cast features Pablo Schreiber as Master Chief, Natasha McKellen as 2 characters, Dr. Catherine Halsey, the creator of the Spartan Soldiers, and Cortana, the most advanced AI in human history, is potentially the key to the survival of the human race. And yeah, there's a bunch of other people involved.
Yeah, I'm looking
Even
over the
Charlie
cast.
Murphy.
What the fuck? Isn't he dead?
I don't think it's that one.
Oh. Oh shit! Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy. If you watch the Pell Show, you know Charlie Murphy. I was like, what the fuck? I was very much surprised. I don't know. This is pretty hype because I'm not big into Halo. It's not my game series. I'm not sure if you are, Hyphy. Mikey.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was a PlayStation person, but every time I went over to my cousin's or friend's house, I would always be playing Halo, and it was dope. The story was dope from what I played. I've never actually played through a whole campaign because it wouldn't let me stay that long. And
Whack.
Yeah.
But
Anyways,
yeah, I mean, this is hype. I've been hearing about a Halo TV show since we were in like high school.
yeah. Well, it used to have Steven Spielberg involved. It used to have Neil Blomkamp involved of District 9 fame. Oh, which, by the way, I did not have in my subtopics. Neil Blomkamp is working on District 10 now, officially.
Oh, nice.
Anyways, but yeah,
Anyway,
they were
move on.
attached, and then those projects fell apart, and now Paramount Plus has it as a TV show, and they have a cast and crew involved already, so it's happening. But anyways,
nice.
along with that, there's also a Pet Cemetery sequel. It's a sequel to the most recent reboot. And another thing, which is a selling point, is that Mission Impossible 7, A Quiet Place Part 2, and Top Gun Maverick will also go on to the service after they're in theaters for a month and a half, which is 45 days. So if you don't want to go to the theaters yet, all you have to do is just wait a month and a half, and it'll be available on the service. I don't know if you have to pay for it or it's for free, but yeah. So,
Oh shit!
so Paramount Plus is happening this summer. Wait, what month? Oh shit, I don't have that. I think it's April. Anyways, but there's 2 tiers. One with an ad-supported tier, which is $5 per month, and there's a CBS All Access package. Oh no, the premium tier with no ads at all is $10. And the only caveat with that is you get all the CBS content, but you won't get local CBS content, so like your local news and stuff. But I don't know who watches local news except for
So it's like Hulu where they do like live
boomers. Wait, is your camera frozen?
Am I frozen?
Wait, the fuck?
Oh no! Hold on.
It says I'm
What's up?
okay. No, you're not frozen. Oh wait, now we're back online. What the fuck? That was weird.
Did we go off real quick?
Slept. Wait, no. Okay, no, we're back. We're back online.
Was
That
there
was weird.
was there was there a glitch in the Matrix?
Yeah, my stream. Well, your camera froze, and then my stream said we were offline. But then I was still talking to you, so I was like, wait, that's not possible. Anyways,
Yo, where
anyways.
did we leave off? Three shots to kettle one. Let me know. Let us know what the last thing you heard us say. He said he slept. He sleep. I was not asleep. You ho ass.
But yeah, so the CBS Premium tier is $9.99, $10, which is competitively priced with against all the other ones. So I was like, I don't know. It has a lot of content that sounds interesting, but is it enough for you to subscribe? $5 to $10 a month?
This is enough for me to be like, find someone, be like, yo, you want to split this with me?
Yeah, like it's definitely something to share an account with.
And you want to split this? Speaking of which, we can pay $5 each.
All right, I'm done.
All right, cool. We got this.
But yeah, and then so yeah, I'm actually really excited about the movies.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
I'm
Mission
excited
Impossible
for-
7? Oh, which by the way, Mission Impossible 8 is not happening as expected. It's delayed schedule because of coronavirus. Is
I'm
adding on to that.
I've still never seen a Mission Impossible movie.
Wait, a single one?
A single one. I heard they're good.
My favorite one? Oh, actually, I don't know. Ghost Protocol was pretty good.
God
But
damn it. You'd laugh at
the
Ghost
third
Protocol.
one is my favorite one, which is why I was really hyped up on J.J. Abrams because that was his directorial debut, and I thought it was one of the best Mission Impossibles. But Ghost Protocol is pretty up there with the crazy stunts and it's just so good. Anyways,
Was Ghost Protocol the third one or the fourth one?
Protocol is the most recent one, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think. Anyways, and then Quiet Place 2, I am super excited because I love the first movie. Have you seen it?
I really liked A Quiet Place until the very end.
Wait, why?
Because then it just turns into like just like an action movie out of fucking nowhere.
That was dope.
I was just like, what the fuck? I did not expect that. I didn't say I hated it, but it very much like the tone shift was a little jarring for me.
Was it as jarring as Danny Boyle's Sunshine? Have you seen that?
Danny Boyle's Sunshine?
Where they're in space with Cillian Murphy and Rose Byrne?
I've never seen the movie. Oh,
It's
Rose
really-
Byrne is in it? I gotta check that movie out.
It's good. But anyways, so that brings us to the end of this topic, or our main topics. And so now we're going to go into our subtopics where we talk about each thing for about 2 minutes, which is more of a guideline, not really a set rule. But
The quick hits, basically.
yeah, so to start us off, Gio, what can you tell us about Mr. Sakurai?
Mr. Sakurai presents. So, for those of you who don't know, Masahiro Sakurai is the creator / director / creative lead / the Smash Brothers man. He does much more than that, but he announced that he's having a Mr. Sakurai presents Pyra and Mithra, where he's going to be doing a 35-minute presentation of the latest Smash Brothers characters that were revealed, going through their movesets. Sometimes they go into like the history of their games. They go into their single player content, what that looks like, and generally, what the big reveals are usually what the Mii Fighter costumes are. Now, Mikey, I know you're not really as plugged into the Super Smash Bros. Scene as I am.
I don't have a Nintendo system.
Exactly. So what the Mii Fighter costumes, right? When's the last time you played? It was probably with me, right? Like last year, or like a year and a half
I have no
ago.
idea. Yeah.
But so there's these characters called the Miis. You know what the Miis are, right?
Oh yeah. You created me.
Yeah, you make the little Mii avatars. There's costumes that you can create that you can add onto your Miis who are fighters in the game. Now, the thing that's pretty interesting about this is that they've been having a lot of costumes that are crossovers that you wouldn't normally expect. Like there was one of an Assassin's Creed costume from was it Ezio or Altair? One of those two. Then there was a Vault Boy skin for the Mii from like Bethesda. So like when they're looking at the Mii fighter reveals, the interesting thing is that sometimes these can deconfirm characters, right? So characters like Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes and Gino from Super Mario RPG, they pretty much got deconfirmed because they gave them costumes. And usually if a character gets a costume, then they're not going to get a full fighter reveal. Also, it's going to be interesting the technical details of how these characters work. It's not the big hype character that most people wanted. It was for me. But, stance changing 2-in-1 character, I'm interested in it. I'm here for it. And I'm excited for this fantastic duo to be coming into Smash Brothers. But speaking of fantastic duos, tell me about what's up with Daft Punk, Mikey.
So unfortunate news that
Daft Punk is over, and I am so sad.
Daft Punk broke up.
R.I.P.
They called it quits by uploading a video on YouTube called Epilogue, and it was taking a scene from one of the movies called Electroma, and it has one of the robots that's walking away from each other, and the other one explodes, and then they end with the date, which is shown on the bottom there. But yeah, it's pretty sad because they're one of the most iconic electric music bands. Oh, sorry, I'm blanking out. And they inspired many artists like Justice and Kanye. And they even collaborated with, I think they did with Kanye. And pretty sad.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of pretenders to the throne, but I don't see anyone ever surpassing what Daft Punk did.
Yeah, I know. So they first came out in 1997 with their album called Homework, which had the song Around the World. And then in 2001, which is how I found out about them on the Cartoon Network, the Toonami run, late night, they played the entire Interstellar 555 movie, and it was the entire album, Discovery, and I was like, yo, what is this? This is dope. And then they also had the Tron Legacy music video. Like, they made a whole movie just to accompany their music. And the last one, Random Access Memories, which I thought was really good. And if they finally got the credit that they deserved and swept the Grammys. I was really surprised by that.
They won Album of the Year, no?
Yeah, they did. And after, I don't know, how long? 21? Wait, no. I can't do math. 19. No, 18. Yeah, 18 years. 28? Fucking. Anyways, speaking of musicians, Gio, what can you tell me about Jay-Z?
Hova. All right, so Jay-Z is out here making big baller moves.
Whoops.
So, you got it up or no? So Jay-Z, if you don't know, he owns entirely the Ace of Spades. I believe it's a champagne. Very luxury brand champagne, luxury brand alcohol, something that I'll probably never ever try in my life. But here's an interesting backstory on this. Jay-Z actually bought Ace of Spades because I believe because Jay-Z used to be about Cristal, right? You remember Cristal?
Yeah, he was all about Cristal.
He was all about Cristal. And I believe someone high up at Cristal basically said that we don't want rappers trying our stuff like it dilutes the brand. Something along those lines. So Jay-Z said, all right, fuck you then. So he ended up buying 50% of Ace of Spades champagne.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think in 2013 or 2014, he ended up buying the other half. So he had full ownership of it. He ended up selling Ace of Spades, 50% of Ace of Spades to LVHM Moet Hennessy.
Mm-hmm.
for a deal worth $600 million.
Yeah.
Right? So Jay-Z's out here making baller fucking moves. I mean, it's always good. You want to see, people, minority people, people of color, black people, make good moves. In business sense, I think it's pretty interesting, especially someone like Jay-Z, who was a rapper that rose from the bottom. Notoriously known for being someone who was kind of a pusher, a drug seller from the slums. He came from the hood when he was a young man and rose up into a legitimate businessman and is out here making deals that are worth 600 mil. So, shout outs to Hove. Shout outs to for everyone out there turning their dreams into reality, right?
Yep.
And speaking of reality, Mikey, or virtual reality, tell me about PSVR 2.
So, Sony just announced that they are going to make a successor to PSVR for the PS5, and it's coming in the near future, but it's not going to be in 2021. But they said that it will enable the ultimate entertainment experience with dramatic leaps in performances and interactivity. And they reaffirmed their commitment to VR by saying that the new headset will support higher resolutions, a wider field of view, and improved tracking and input. But the one thing is, it won't be wireless. It will still have a wire connected headset, but it will only be one port needed for the whole thing. So it's going to be a much more simpler setup than the current PSVR model, which is what I have right now. I don't think it's too bad, but now that there's only one cable or one port required, that's going to free up a lot of room in my video game system space.
Yeah,
but,
I know you.
Yeah,
You're all about VR, so I think this was kind of hype for you, even though they didn't really show anything.
yeah, and I'm really hyped. I think I'm probably going to get it when it launches, but there's no price announced. But people are thinking it might be $499, much similar to when the first PSVR was priced when it first launched. So I was like, I don't know, maybe hopefully, I don't know, it's not that much, but yeah. And they're talking about there might be haptic feedback within the controls, like the PS5 controller technology. So I'm pretty excited about that. And PlayStation CEO Jim Ryan said that VR is still an unproven space, but that the company is still really intrigued about where it will go next. So, yeah, they have plans for PSVR 2, but what they don't have plans for is the Japan studio, apparently. Gio, is that what's going on?
Okay. Those of you who are big Sony heads, Japan Studios. Japan Studios is behind a lot of their more quirkier Japan kind of more focused titles, like everybody's golf, Patapon, Shadow of the Colossus. They worked with with Team Ico on Shadow of the Colossus and Last Guardian. They did Parappa the Rapper, Freedom Wars, the Nat Games. What else? White Knight Chronicles. They're behind a lot of their games. A lot of the stuff they co-developed, but Ape Escape is a big one. Loco Roco. But Sony has basically announced that they are going to be downsized and reorganized to work under Asobi Team. Now, Mikey, you know who Asobi Team is?
I don't. Please enlighten me.
Asobi Team is basically the Astrobot people.
Oh, okay,
because, Astrobot, if you own a PS5, you played Astrobot's Playroom. It came free. It was like a tech demo. But, universally, everyone was like, yo, this is a tech demo, but it's a really good tech demo. It's almost a full game.
And even the PSVR game, Astrobot Rescue Mission, is probably one of the best VR experiences I've ever had.
Yeah. But basically, they're going to be reorganized. So I'm glad Asobi Team is still there to make Astro. But two of my most favorite Sony franchises were made by Japan Studios. And the fact that the studio is getting pretty much downsized and reorganized makes me really sad, because I want a Parappa the Rapper 3 and I want Gravity Rush 3. That being said, the people who worked on Gravity Rush, Team Gravity, they all left Sony late last year to create their own studio, which is Bokeh Studios. But Gravity Rush, top tier PlayStation
Wait,
franchise.
well, did you have any games in development? The
No,
ones
they
that left?
didn't have any. They didn't have any games in development. Apparently, what it was, Mikey, is that Japan studios, they're gonna make like quirkier games like for the Japanese market, but Sony, they want their first party studios to kind of focus in on like global hits, right? Like things that would appeal to the worldwide, to the West, right? Not just stuff that are like appeal to Japanese studios. So,
Okay.
yeah, so they had a clash, right? And speaking of clashes, tell me about UFC, Mikey.
Okay, so if you guys remember last week, I was talking about how that card was going to be a huge banger, and it was. There was a lot of knockouts on that card, and even the main event with Derek Lewis. Like, I think you guys have seen the replays of maybe on Twitter or on Instagram or something, but yeah, that was a crazy knockout. And now freaking Derek Lewis has the most knockouts in UFC history, and his future opponents most likely are fighting tonight, who are Jairzinho Rozenstruik and Cyril Gane. Rozenstruik is 11-1, and Cyril Gane is undefeated. So this is going to be, I think it's going to be another banger tonight. And they're fighting tonight. And the co-main is up and comer in prospects. I don't really know who they are, but there's a lot of hype and buzz around these guys. Magomed Ankalaev, he's 14-1, fighting Nikita Krylov, he's 27-7. So these guys are really good. And also on the card is a women's fight, which I think are super underrated because a lot of people rag on women's fights because for I don't know any reasons, but for this one, Montella de la Rosa, he's 11-6. He's fighting Mara Bueno Silva. He's 7-1, another highly touted prospect. So I'm really looking forward to that fight. And also on the card is Pedro Munoz. He's 18-5, fighting Jimmy Rivera, 23-4. So there's a lot of good matchups on tonight's card, and I might do a UFC commentary stream for that. I'm not sure, but because the fights I just mentioned are the only ones I care about, and there's the prelims are just a bunch of prospects, up and comers who just got signed to the UFC. But yeah, so that's UFC. Speaking of I don't know how to transition to Harry Potter from UFC, but hold on. What can you tell me about the lead designer on Harry Potter?
Well, Harry Potter has been pretty much a controversial franchise for the past, year and a half, around there, mostly regarding J.K. Rowling and her comments towards trans people, which, are pretty transphobic.
Yeah.
And so it's led to a lot of backlash, a lot of people actually saying that they will no longer support the series anymore, at least in a way that they won't support in a way that the author will receive money from it, right? Which, for a lot of people, they treasure that franchise. It's got a big following, right? Come to find out that Warner Brothers Games was actually making a Hogwarts RPG called Hogwarts Legacy. And the argument for people who were supporting the game were saying like, okay, well, we don't want to support J.K. Rowling, but at the same time, there are people who work hard on this game. There are devs there who don't view what she says as correct, and we don't want to, punish them for something she said, right? We don't want to put these people out of a job for something she said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out that the lead designer of the game has a controversial past. His name is Troy Levitt. He created he has a YouTube channel that has a lot of right-wing content that people said that it was anti-social justice content. So it's kind of called a lot of people who don't agree with those viewpoints to basically say that this is an even bigger reason for us not to support this game. The designer in question, Troy Levitt, he made a video defending John Lasseter, who was pretty much outed as being in an abusive, creating an abusive workplace environment. People said he was an aggressive hugger, or I don't really know the whole story on John Lasseter, but he was someone that was outed during the Me Too movement, and he also called the Me Too movement a moral panic and dismissed a lot was going on during that time. So it's pretty much been just disaster after disaster, PR disaster for this game, right? It's like a slow moving car crash, if you will, Mikey.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you think?
And speaking of car crash,
oh, okay.
tell me about Twisted Metal. Segway God.
Okay, well, so speaking of old franchises being revived as TV shows, Twisted Metal has been far in development for in TV shows. What?
I want to before you go on, I do want to address what Three Shots to Kettle One says. Aggressive hugger. What the fuck does that mean? I'm not really sure myself. I'm reading off a quote that I saw online. I didn't source it in my notes, but that's just what I read. Sorry about that, Mikey.
It's fine. Anyways, but yeah, so Twisted Metal, they're making that into a TV show as well, but there's no network involved, and it's going to be an action comedy that follows a motor-mouthed outsider who's offered a chance at a better life, but only if he can successfully deliver a mysterious package across a post-apocalyptic wasteland. With the help of a trigger-happy car thief, he'll face savage marauders driving vehicles of destruction and other dangers of the open road, including a deranged clown who drives an all-too-familiar ice cream truck, and is going to have Arrested Development star Will Arnett and the writers of Deadpool attached, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. Also, the writer of Cobra Kai is also attached, Michael Jonathan Smith. And yeah, what do you think about this? Were you a fan of Twisted Metal?
I was, even though Sweet Tooth gave me the fucking chills as a child. Not a fan of clowns, to be honest. But I'm excited for this. This Twisted Metal has always been kind of an interesting franchise for me. Mm-hmm. I wish they would bring it back. I mean, they tried to on the PS3, but that didn't go so well.
Yeah, that wasn't a good follow-up.
Yeah. That new game they have out, Destruction All-Stars, I don't know why they didn't just
why didn't Metal. Huh. They're letting Destruction All-Stars take its place? No. Bring back Twisted Metal.
But actually, Destruction All-Stars isn't a bad game. I played it a little bit. But anyways, I'm pretty hyped for this. The writers they have on it, I would say they're pretty good writers. I mean, I like the Deadpool.
Deadpool is pretty dope.
Yeah. So I'm excited for this. I've heard Cobra Kai is good. So
yeah. And speaking of beloved studios and franchises, Gio, what can you tell me about Rare?
So, for those of you who don't know, Rareware is a video game studio that was created in the 80s by the Stamper Brothers in England, who are they're owned by Microsoft now, but they are more famously known for being big supporters of Nintendo during the Super Nintendo and N64 days. Mikey, are you familiar with the games they made for Nintendo back in the day?
Yeah,
back in the 90s?
Banjo-Kazooie, right?
Banjo-Kazooie. They also did, on the SNES, they did Donkey Kong Country 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, yeah, I played those. Classics.
Those games are amazing. Donkey Kong Country 2 has my favorite soundtrack.
Didn't they make Aladdin too?
No, that was Capcom.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Sorry.
They did the Killer Instinct franchise. The fighting game.
That was dope.
And then in the N64 days, they did Banjo-Kazooie. They did GoldenEye. They were behind GoldenEye. Jet Set Radio. Jet Force Gemini. They did Perfect Dark. Anyways, during the Nintendo 64 days, they had a game that was going to come out called Dinosaur Planet that was a 3D adventure game, very akin to Zelda, right?
Mm-hmm.
During development, Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of a lot of treasured Nintendo franchises like Zelda, Mario, and such, he basically looked at their game and said, "Huh, the main character looks like Fox. He looks like Star Fox." So they basically decided, Nintendo was like, "We're going to turn this into a Star Fox game." And from what I hear is that Rareware they weren't really happy about this because it was their own original idea and they didn't want to just throw a Nintendo franchise on it. But anyways, the game was actually delayed to move from the N64 to the GameCube. But what has happened is the whole N64 game is leaked online, and there's already pirates there with full playthroughs of the game, which for historical purposes is really interesting because this is something that people have always wondered about for the longest time.
Wait, how did it leak online?
I believe somehow someone was able to get the source code.
What? That's so crazy.
And then people are able to play it through emulators, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I feel bad for the people who worked on the game to have it just leak like that, or maybe they're happy about it.
Most that the work is actually finally being seen and appreciated.
Yeah, I mean the game eventually did come out for the GameCube, but not in this form, right? Yeah, so I don't know. I would like to get the director's thoughts on it. But speaking of directors, tell me about what the fuck is David Fincher up to, Mikey?
So David Fincher has been developing this adaptation of Alexis Nolan's French graphic novel, The Killer, for over a decade now. And now his project has gained new momentum now that Michael Fassbender has been attached. And it's going to Netflix because this project used to be under Paramount's Studios thing. But now that David Fincher has a contract with Netflix, he told Netflix about it, and they're like, "Yo, let's do that." And pretty interesting because production is start in September, and it stars a killer, cold-blooded assassin who starts to experience an existential crisis as he grows a conscience in a world with no moral compass. So, what do you think about that?
Interesting. I mean, I'm a big David Fincher fan. I'm excited. Michael Fassbender is a quality actor. Have they worked together before?
I don't think so. But who has worked with David Fincher before is the writer of Seven, and he's attached to write this movie for David Fincher. So the writer of Seven and director of Seven teaming up once again for this movie. And fun fact, Brad Pitt was attached, but then he had to fall out due to scheduling reasons, I guess. I don't know. So Michael Fassbender stepped in to replace him. So, yeah, this is pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm too. I really enjoyed Seven. I probably would have enjoyed it more if someone didn't tell me what happens at the end while I was watching it. But motherfuckers. But I'm excited. I mean, one of my favorite movies, I would say, is Gone Girl. That movie fucked me up. And I really did like his version of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I wish he would have done the whole trilogy, but, it is what it is.
It didn't do well in theaters, so that's why I was like, Sony was like, oh, well, never mind then.
Didn't they reboot that franchise?
Yeah, they did for Netflix again, I think.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, that brings us to the end of our show. Because that's the last topic and stuff. But
oh, well. Wait.
Unless we have a whole new set of topics like boom.
Bow! Hit him with it.
Starting off with Demon Slayer. Gio, what can you tell us about Demon Slayer?
Jesus about Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer, fucking successful fucking anime. This shit is just breaking all kinds of records.
Week.
Every fucking week there's something Demon Slayer about it breaking some fucking record. But it is now worldwide the most popular Japanese film of all time. Highest grossing Japanese film of all time. I actually just started watching the Demon Slayer anime. I want to say about 2 weeks ago. I'm not done yet. I'm like close to the end. I think I got like 7 episodes left.
How many episodes is it total?
25. Right. But now let me pull up the numbers. I have the numbers here. Demon Slayer has grossed over $5.77 billion. right? Which it has surpassed the previous record holder, which was Spirited Away, right? So the fact that this, I think a couple of things, right? The popularity of this movie, right, and this franchise, for one, being a continuation to an anime series, meaning that people would have had to have watched the series first and then watched the show, or then watch the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that it's being this damn successful, to me, is pretty astounding. And the fact that it beat a Miyazaki movie, Miyazaki's like, you know, I wouldn't. He's basically like the Walt Disney. I mean, philosophically they're different, as far as their storytelling goes, but as far as just like recognition, right? From a Western perspective, we would compare him to Walt Disney, right? So it's
Yeah,
pretty
right.
surprising that this is selling this is making all the moolah. This is making all the cash, and it's holding all the value, right? But speaking of value, tell me about Bitcoin, Mikey.
So this week, Bitcoin suffered its biggest crash in its entire history. It lost $10,000 in value, a price it has not, a price that we have not seen since 2 weeks ago, when it was going up to 56,000, or no, to an all-time high of 58,000, and then it'll crash back down to 52, and then now it's back down to 45,000 or something. But yeah, so it's crazy because of, in the world of cryptocurrencies, you super volatile, but it has never lost this much in value ever. But it has always dropped 20 to 30% almost every couple of years, and so, but every time it drops 30%, it eventually gets higher after that, which is pretty crazy. People are thinking it's going to hit 100,000 this year. Like some, I forgot the analyst. Oh, Kramer?
Not Mad Money.
Is it Kramer?
The Mad Money guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thinks it's
Jim
gonna
Cramer?
go up, and then even Mark Cuban and Elon Musk are getting into it. And there's a new thing called NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens. Mark Cuban is really high up on this idea. With what an NFT is, a non-fungible token, is a unique data thing that is only unique to whoever holds it, and people are treating it like baseball cards, like digital baseball cards, and whoever holds it, it increases value.
Oh,
And
yeah, there's the NBA one. Did you
yeah,
get my
there's
email?
NBA Top Shots now, which are completely sold out, and someone bought an NFT Top Shot pack for $30, and I think now it's worth over $2,000 because of its uniqueness. It's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
But people start quoting
Mikey,
Kramer as, "Hey, people listen to that guy." I don't know. I just mentioned him because
Mikey, did you
that's
get
the
the
only
email?
analyst people know. Who?
Did you get the email I forwarded you yesterday
No.
about the NFTs?
No. What
Yeah,
about it?
they're holding pre-orders for NFTs. As long as you get to the site before 2 o'clock, you'll be in a queue to be able to purchase one.
Oh shit.
But today, so we can talk about that later. Anyways,
Ooh. Okay. Well, speaking of I don't know, Anthem. Hold on. What can you tell me about Anthem?
man, okay. So are you familiar with Anthem, Mikey?
Yeah, there was a franchise that was being highly touted as the next big thing, like Halo, right?
Yeah, they were. It was created by BioWare. EA published BioWare game Anthem, which was supposed to be one. I want to say like BioWare's like response to not Halo, but what's that other game? It was made by the guys who made Halo. Destiny, right? It was a
Oh,
games as a
Bungie,
service.
right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be their response to Bungie's Destiny, right? It was a games as a service where you would fly around these jetpacks and with your squad go out and complete missions and do like that. The game was released to very little fanfare, where people saying that there were some cool concepts involved, but ultimately the story and the gameplay felt empty and there wasn't much to do. Right? So EA and BioWare had decided that they were going to try to give Anthem a new revamp. They were going to call it Anthem Next, and they were aiming to give it a Final Fantasy 14 Realm Reborn or a No Man's Sky style upgrade, right?
Mhm.
But EA has announced that they are decided to move on from Anthem. It was not successful enough, even though they spent so much money on it. They decided to just kind of give up on it. And I'm combining this with another story where they also announced that Dragon Age 4, the next game in the Dragon Age series, is going to be single player because they were kind of trying to move away from games as a service for being like the cornerstone of their business model, which I think is good news, right?
Yeah, no one
Games,
wants to support that. I feel like.
yeah. I mean, games as a service, I do feel like they do have a place in the industry, but it's becoming oversaturated and just people just chasing trends to where if you take franchises that are not games as a service and kind of slap that on them, people will be mad. So, you know, it is what it is. It's it's good news, right? It's good news. And speaking of which, Mikey, tell me about this Magic Kingdom.
All right, so since everyone's bringing back old franchises and rebooting them into TV shows, Disney Plus is now creating a universe revolving around the Magic Kingdom of the Disney parks. So they're ready to bring the characters from its theme parks and classic films to life in a new way, and they're teaming up with the For All Mankind creator. I don't know if you've seen that show, but
Have not seen it.
he's a huge Disney fan, and he's developing the universe for it. So like he's kind of like the Kevin Feige of this universe, I guess. And it's set in a world where all themed lands and characters of Disney parks and classic films actually exist in reality. So they want to bring stories about like that one of the pirates that are seen during Pirates of the Caribbean, or one of the just random things that you see throughout the parks, and just give them a story. So it's pretty much like one big giant ad for the theme parks. Like, hey, come visit and see all these characters. Like they're making lore for every single character that you see in the parks, basically. So, what do you think about that?
I think it could be cool, but it kind of really depends what they do with this, right?
Yeah.
I remember the concept has been played around with a lot. Like supposedly John Favreau was supposed to make a Magic Kingdom movie that never happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't know if you remember the Epic Mickey
Yeah.
video game, right? Those were supposed to be kind of the concept of, you would take concepts from the theme parks and put them in a video game, but even that kind of was lackluster. So,
But the thing that's interesting. What? Oh, did you have
I was
a?
just saying,
Well, the big intriguing thing about this is the guy that's behind Battlestar Galactica. He's the guy that's behind the show. So
yeah,
and people love that one. So yeah, Disney Plus is having the MCU universe, Star Wars universe, and now a Disney universe. But speaking of universes like the MCU,
nice.
Gio, what can you tell me about Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. All right, so Spider-Man, the title of the third movie, has been officially announced. After a lot of trolling posts, right? Because the joke is that what?
Oh, sorry, go on.
The joke is that Tom Holland always spoils everything, right? He spoiled like the title of the last movie, I think, and they kind of played into that. By like having a thing where him, Zendaya, and I don't remember the other actor's name. Do you know?
Amy?
The guy that the player friend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, anyways, they each made Instagram posts with a fake title. One was Spider-Man Phone Home. The other one was Spider-Man Home Slice. and the other one was Spider-Man Homewrecker, which after having some fun on social media, they finally announced the actual movie title, which was Spider-Man No Way Home, which seems interesting. It seems like Spider-Man's gonna be sent somewhere that he has no way home of getting from. I don't know. It
probably like the Sony cinematic universe with Venom.
Yeah, we'll see. What do you think of this title, Mikey?
I think it's fitting because the first one was called Homecoming, and the second one was called what's it called?
Far From Home.
Far From Home, and then now No Way Home. So
No Way Home.
It tells a story within the title, and it makes you intrigued and like, oh wait, what? It's like each story is like an act of a Spider-Man's arc.
Interesting. But yeah, I think this is definitely gonna be intriguing with all the casting news we've heard over the last few months about the third Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm hyped for it. But speaking of coming home, tell me what's going on with Avatar and the creators of Avatar.
So there's another thing I forgot to add with the Paramount Plus that they're creating Avatar Studios because they want to expand the franchise, and
let's go.
And they're already having a Netflix show, a live action show, but without the creators involved. But they're going to have the original creators of Avatar run the studio, and they'll produce content for platforms including Paramount Plus, Nickelodeon, as well as third-party platforms and theatrical releases. And the first project is going to be an animated theatrical film, which is going to start production later this year.
I'm excited. I mean, I feel like there's so much in the Avatar universe is so rich in lore and so much you could do with it, even within the context of the two series, Korra and The Last Airbender, that there's so many things that people want to know that, I mean, I'm surprised that it's taken them this long to do it. But, I've been hearing that the creators were kind of burnt out by it, but I'm happy that they're finally kind of giving them the creative freedom to do it.
Yeah, so that makes me think about the Netflix show. I was like, I wonder if this Avatar Studios is going to create their own or going to let Netflix live action adaptation be like their new definitive live action one, because the last one by M. Night, everyone wants to forget about that one, but that's the live action adaptation we got. But yeah, it was pretty bad.
We saw that at midnight.
Dude, yeah, we saw that in theaters because it was
Did we decide to blame 3 Shots of the Kettle One for that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're blaming him. Yeah. All right, cool.
But yeah, anyways, speaking of beloved franchise, another one. Gio, what can you tell me about Final Fantasy?
All right, so there was more Final Fantasy news announced outside of the direct. God damn, I don't know. This shit was pretty funny to me. The fact that they actually announced this. They're making 2 Final Fantasy VII mobile games, right?
Oh shit! I had a Final Fantasy X.
The
last topic never happened.
If you're not a Final Fantasy fan, I can see how these games blend together. But they announced 2 mobile games. The first one is Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier, which is a battle royale, where in the context of the story is basically Shinra. They create these soldiers who are think of Captain America super soldiers. And the battle royale is they have them fight each other to see who's actually worthy of being a soldier and kind of to test their battle strength. So that's that's kind of the key, the lore part of it. And then the other game is Final Fantasy VII Remake Ever Crisis, which is a mobile version, kind of like Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, which is a mobile version of the game. But the interesting thing is they're going to have every game in the compilation, the story available through this mobile port. right? So that includes Crisis Core, which is a Final Fantasy VII remake. Um, Dirge of Cerberus. I don't know if you heard about this game, Mikey.
No.
It was the Final Fantasy VII third-person shooter starring Vincent that came out for the PS2 that people universally hated. And then Final Fantasy Advent Children. So it's going to have the whole like Final Fantasy VII lore in one pocket mobile version, but it's really fucking weird. I don't know why Square is doing this, but
So,
it just
are both of these games required to get the full story of Final Fantasy VII?
no, not at all. In fact, I have never even played Dirge of Cerberus or Crisis Core because I never owned a PSP, and I heard Dirge of Cerberus was bad. Honestly, I mean, it's so convoluted that you're better off just kind of reading a wiki or having someone explain it to you.
The show.
But yeah, but it's definitely a strange move on the side of Square, and I think it's caused fans to be divided. And speaking of division, tell me what's up with the Division, Mikey.
So the Division now has a new director now, because it used to have David Leitch, who was a director of Deadpool 2, and they're replacing him with Rawson Marcel Thurber, who is the director of Skyscraper with The Rock. So my excitement for this movie is not as high as it used to be, but it still has Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain still attached to the movie.
Good actors, good actors.
Yeah, and they said they plan to break the video game curse with this movie. And yeah, the story of the film is set to follow the general events of the first Division game, which was released back in 2016. And it follows two Division agents activated to take back New York City after it is raised by a virus spread through paper money distributed on Black Friday. And this movie was supposed to come out before 2021, but it's like most Hollywood projects, it's been in development hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, this, I like the premise. It was ahead of its time by a few years.
True.
And then I like the post-apocalyptic factor in it. So, and these actors are involved, but I don't know about the quality of director. But I'm still going to watch it because I did enjoy both Division games, like up until like the second or third update.
Did they? They said they're gonna break the video game curse. That's interesting because the video game curse has already been broken.
But, oh, who broke it? I know what you're gonna say.
Have you seen Jim Carrey in Sonic the Hedgehog? Oscar-worthy performance. Oscar-worthy performance.
It also should have won visual effects.
Yeah, for the fact they changed the whole fucking character.
But speaking of great visual effects and making cute characters, Gio, what can you tell me about Pokemon?
All right, dude. It's been a week and a half of fucking just straight like announcement presentations. Basically, Pokemon did their Pokemon Direct on Friday yesterday, right? At 6 a.m., which I did get up to watch. I didn't live stream it because it's too fucking early, but they basically announced kind of a couple things, really. They announced a few in-game events, such as more max raid battles for their Pokemon Sword and Shield. They announced a couple in-game events for Pokemon Go, which is still popular. People still play that.
Yeah, people are still out capturing gyms and defending them.
Yeah, well, they updated the game during COVID so that you didn't have to move out so much to do it, but. Anyways, and they also announced that they announced two games, right? The first being a remake of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl called Pokemon Shining Diamond. No, is it Brilliant Diamond? Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl coming out, which are remakes of the DS games of the fourth generation. The interesting about this is they're not going with full 3D models like they did with Sword and Shield. It's very much like a 2D style, but the graphics do look enhanced, where it actually looks more 3D and more up to current gen is in the actual battles with the characters actually not looking like chibi characters. The more exciting news is they also announced a brand new game, Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't fucking know how to pronounce it. Which looks like a Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game, which is what the fans have been wanting, where you go in, you see all the Pokemon in the wild, you capture them in real time, and then you can have old school Pokemon battles, and the Pokemon are just interacting out there. So it's
That looks pretty dope, though. I'm actually kind of hyped about it.
it looks sick, but we'll see.
Like,
We'll
is
see.
it good enough for me to get a console? Maybe. I don't know.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt there will be any game that'll ever come out that'll get you to fucking buy a fucking Nintendo console unless
it
it's
could
something
be-
VR related.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Um,
When Nintendo comes out with the VR kit, that will take over. Mario Kart VR, Zelda VR, like Metroid VR. Come on, it writes itself.
Yeah, they'll never do it though. They're selling too much with what they're producing.
Yeah, and they want to give out cardboard to cosplay with.
Hey, stop hating on cosplayers. They're some of my favorite people. Anyways, but yeah, definitely Pokemon Legends Arceus is definitely a new spin that fans have been waiting for. And speaking of new spins, Mikey, tell me about what's up with the Superman. With the Superman.
So, J.J. Abrams has been revolving around the Superman franchise because he's been trying to get this reboot off the ground for, I think, over a decade. But yeah. So this is the first time he's officially attached to the Superman reboot, and he is going to have it. He's not going to write it this time. He's going to have Ta-Nehisi Coates, who has written for the Black Panther comics. He's going to be writing for this movie, and the big thing about it that the internet is talking about is they're going to reboot Superman as a black Superman, and Michael B. Jordan is the front runner. So, what do you think about that?
I think it'd be dope. Honestly, I'm here for it. I mean, Black Superman. There's been Black Superman in the comics. Granted, it's like in alternate universes, but I'm here for it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm actually
why not?
interested.
Why
And,
the fuck not? We got Black Spider-Man.
And then they're also going along with the Batman cinematic universe, like DC, right? The Batman movies. So that's not to say that Henry Cavill, could still play that version of Superman. There'll just be a different version, kind of like the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix and Jared Leto.
Yeah. I think DC, they've decided to forego like the MCU style. They're like, this isn't working and we got to figure something else out. So they found success with Joker. That was highly successful. And so I think they're just trying to take like alternate takes of their characters and see what they can kind of do with it. I mean, it's a little scary that they don't have a plan in place, but honestly, I think after the Snyder Cut, they should just retire the DCEU. Even though I really do like Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yeah, same here. Like he plays a good Clark Kent.
Yeah, no, I honestly think that, I've never seen the original Superman movies, but I think they were spot on with that casting. In fact, I like most of the casting for the DCEU. I think Gal Gadot was a good Wonder Woman, and I don't even hate Batfleck. So
yeah, well, what do you think about J.J. Abrams being attached to this one? Because I remember, now a lot of people aren't a fan of J.J. Abrams due to his mishandling of the Star Wars franchise.
Yeah, I mean, I think Star Wars was not really his fault for the most part. I think that was the fault of Lucasfilms and Kathleen Kennedy, who just didn't have a plan in place. They kind of just said, hey, here's 3 movies with 3 different directors who are writing the script.
I mean, but there's also Super 8, where it started off really well, it was a good spectacle movie, but then story-wise, it kind of fell off near the end.
I never watched Super 8.
Oh,
so.
what? Okay, well.
Yeah.
It's like a love letter to Steven Spielberg movies.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Wasn't there that other movie that was kind of love letter to Steven Spielberg movies with Michael Shannon?
Oh yeah, I forgot what it's
With
called.
I think I watched it with you.
Yeah,
But
and then but
yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see if a lot of this stuff supposedly, we hear about it, but is it until we actually see like a trailer or something? I want to withhold my judgment.
yeah.
It is what it is.
All right, so yeah, that brings us to the end.
That brings us to the end
Of-
of the one show.
Yeah, the 1v1 show. So wait, am I close?
You're doing the final word.
Wait,
So
no,
I'll
wait. Can you do it? It's close.
yeah. Let me close it out. Oh, wait, what? You want me to do the final word?
Oh well, I don't have. I didn't think of a final word because I've been doing hella shit.
All right, then close this out and then take me to the final word.
Okay, so yeah, that was our show every week at 11:30 a.m. PST. You can follow us on our social medias, which is right up there, or in our Discord. We have a 1v1 show. We're pretty active in that 1v1 channel on the Discord, and we have a social media, IG, Twitter, and you can support us on Patreon or follow us on YouTube or Twitch. Oh, no, wait, this is Ron Hyfisol. But yeah. And yeah, Gio, take us to the final word.
All right, for sure. Give me the one. All right, so it's been a week of announcements. Sony, Nintendo, and Pokemon Company all making announcements. Smorgasbord, Paramount, just giving you variety. And this is your boy Gio Huey Float, reminding you to have some variety in your life, right? Don't just stay cooped up and just, keep doing the same thing over and over. I want to see everyone who's supporting us and watching us thrive, survive, and achieve. And be sure to check us out at patreon.com. Like I said, we have our Scarlet Witch Funko Pop that is being raffled. So honestly, the first person to if you subscribe to us today, there's a good chance you're gonna win it because we don't have that many Patreons, if any. But other than that, just keep pushing, keep trucking, and yeah, stay thriving and stay surviving. This has been your boy Gio Huey Flow for the 1v1 show, and we out.
Oh,
Peace.
Oh shit! Whoops, wrong transition. Bye.
Okay, we're doing it live.
Oh wait, that's not the wrong one. I brought it back to you. Okay. All right. Now wait. Shit. All right. Bye.
Later. Peace.